Well, Rafe's really going all in, isn't he?
Well, they're all concentrated around the cathedral, so that's good. Because we are gonna have that graveyard all to ourselves. Sully.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we're good to go here.
Okay, kids. Happy hunting.
Last chance to come with.
Yeah, well, unless you can find me an escalator, I think I'll pass.
All right. See you in a few.
Hey, Nate.
Yeah.
Just just bring me back something shiny, will you?
That's the plan. Well, let's go pay our respects to Captain Avery, huh?
Hey, Pep, what's going on? How you doing?
Scottish Cathedral. Strange place to bury your treasure, no?
Not really. I mean, by the time Avery would have sailed here, the place was already abandoned.
I guess that's true. Plus, with the massive bounty on his head, it'd be a good place to hide. So,
Not much
what
over-
happened between
Yeah,
you
good.
I couldn't deal with him. I'm pretty sure he'd had enough of me. I was still coming to grips with your death and with
This
his
is weird.
frustration from not finding the treasure.
Controls is moving itself.
I'm pretty sure he was ready to kill me by the time I bailed.
Imagine what he want to do to you now.
Yeah, trying not to. Sam, listen. He's ruthless. Even more so than when we teamed up with him. I mean,
Yeah, I've been having
Trust me too. All the more
right
reason
time
I
with
don't
it,
feel
but-
bad about any of this.
but it's having its
So
moments
is it
because
just like you remember it?
I'm testing out
Cathedral grounds?
Yeah.
the mapping on
Pretty
the
much.
screen, as you can
Although
see.
it's been so long, it's a little hazy.
Mr. Pep is playing Yakuza. Yes, such a good series. Yakuza's
Rain,
excellent.
explosives. I think stealing the cross might have made our boy Rafe a little nervous.
Which one is he
Yeah.
playing?
Just a tad.
Yes, that's my favorite. I love the Yakuza series, but Like a Dragon,
Drop.
Yeah. Need to find another way down.
Like a Dragon changed a lot of it, and it became more of an RPG than anything, a turn-based RPG. And I thought it was great what they did. They really changed the formula of like a turn-based RPG. So, yeah, really, really, really love that game. Where are we going, mate? Up here? Nope. Yeah. So good, yeah, definitely. And it's hilarious as well. I mean, all the entries have, have their comedic moments, but Like a Dragon was probably the funniest. Where are we going, mate? There we go.
Hey, this should hold.
Good call.
Game of the year. Yeah. Good choice. Good choice.
What the hell is all this?
Hey Yagi, have a good night. Have a good sleep. Thanks for popping in just to say good night.
Shoreline? What? Look.
Have a good rest,
I
mate.
thought they were just by the cathedral.
Bedtime. Yeah, definitely for you. Thank you for popping in, man. Liz, say good night. Appreciate it. I know it's not Super Mario World that we're playing right now, but we're going to get back to it. I'm actually considering doing Super Mario Brothers 3 Deathless instead of Nightmare Cafe this week, so I might talk with Lush and see what he thinks, because,
Nice to meet you too, Shoreline.
yeah,
Seems like they were
I think I might do
expecting
that.
us,
And like they're searching away from the cathedral.
which means we should get to that graveyard pronto.
Exactly.
We'll see how we go. I enjoyed doing the Deathless run of Super Mario Land 2 the other day, so I think I might do... I don't know yet. I have Nightmare Cafe 2 that I want to do as well, so we'll see. Keep hearing mixed reviews.
Monks had several living quarters. Main one being by the graveyard, of course.
Location, location, location.
Uncharted's
More
honestly
shoreline equipment.
one of
At
my
least no
favorite
shoreliners.
gaming franchises of all time. But it's an acquired taste because it's linear.
Well, maybe we'll get lucky and they'll blow themselves up. Now, what do you bet?
It's not an open world adventure, it's a linear game.
Dynamite.
Very direct, very forward,
Yeah, be careful
very
with that stuff,
straightforward. So it's not necessarily a choose your own path or anything. Like these days, gaming has kind of come a long way.
Got the door open.
I was...
And this is, I mean, this is a game from 2016 now too, so
Hopefully we just blend in with the other explosions.
it's a bit different now. But
Look,
I still love it.
it's way up through the roof. It's too high for a boost, though.
Oh, let's find something to climb on.
Yeah.
Yeah, linear isn't always bad. Correct, yeah. It's I feel like it does a great job portraying kind of like the Tomb Raider kind of vibe, kind of like the Tomb Raider genre in a way, but also masks a lot of puzzles as well in short sections. Like this is a puzzle that's coming up now. Like I have to figure out how to get to a certain point, but it's essentially a puzzle. So for example, I'll have to move this piece outwards to jump onto it.
We can use this to climb out of that building.
All right, but how am I gonna? I'm gonna have to let go of it and jump on top of it. Yeah. Oh, see, I need to blow up that door. So yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I think it's one of the best narrative-driven series on PlayStation. I think if anything, it's probably just smash. I need to blow it up though. So.
Take that, door.
You're pretty good with that stuff.
Well, I've blown a lot of shit up over the years.
But I mean, like, yeah, it's one of the best narrative-driven, if anything, well-written adventure games ever to kind of come out on PlayStation. And I feel like they've done an extraordinary job on it. And, you know, like, Naughty Dog came really far with it, and then they went over to The Last of Us. Oh, shit. So they had their time with it and they moved on, but
We lost him.
Where's our boys? Keep your safeties off. Those guys Nadine warned us about.
it still holds its weight, definitely.
Shoot to kill.
Especially if you haven't experienced number 4. Best in the series. Shit, here we go.
is this prick?
What the?
Yeah. Oh, over there. Very cool. Alright. I'll have to see if Mr. Pep is interested. Not really my type of game per se, but I would watch it for sure. So, it's funny that you say that.
Before anyone checks in on them.
This is one of my my family's favorite franchises. Actually, it's for them to watch me play. When I first bought the game in 2000, when I first bought the first game in 2007. Sorry, 2009. I bought the first game. It came out in 2007. We played the first one right through, and my father and my mum and my sister. And we all, like, they watched me play it because it was like watching a movie to them. I'm more Skyrim, old school Zelda. Yeah, that's awesome too. See, I love myself some Zelda. See, I want to play, I want to replay Breath of the Wild this year before Breath of the Wild 2.
Okay, now what?
Swords over guns. I'm with you. But yeah, my family fell in love with this series because it was like Indiana Jones. So, but yeah, Zelda.
Oh, careful.
I definitely want to play Breath of the Wild again this year. So I'll see if anybody's interested. Don't shoot me. I have issues with Breath of the Wild. What? So tell me, Pep. What don't you like about Breath of the Wild? Because I always like to come to a compromise with people about Breath of the Wild.
All right, you think you can do that? What are you talking about? I taught you that move. All right, let's see it then.
A lot of people are always closed-minded about it. I can understand some people's gripes.
Yeah. You see?
It was clumsy.
Where to start?
Sam, there's a ladder just out of reach.
All right, hold up. I'll come over.
Start with the easiest part for yourself.
All right, give me a boost. Come here. I'll pull you up.
Guardians don't cut it.
Go.
Are you talking about like just the boss battles themselves, as in the Guardians, or like some of the puzzles
All right, there it is.
within the like
Storm.
within
Just a hop, skip,
the
and a jump
temples and
away.
all that stuff? Minimal music,
Oh,
lonely
Jesus.
ambience is a cop out bullshit. Okay, Zelda is music. I agree. See, here's the thing. I agree with you on all of that. But I feel like Zelda had also come to a point where
Burns a little.
how many times could you continue that same formula without any evolution to the Zelda franchise, like adapting more modernized open world adventure games, you know? The Guardian temples don't feel like full-fleshed out temples. Kind of like the dungeons, you mean, yeah? Because I believe that like a lot of people had that gripe with the shrines. And that I can understand. I would have preferred dungeons over shrines.
You go where the money leads you.
That's cold. It gets colder.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a leak while you educate our young recruit here.
So what happened next? Put down the revolt.
With our help, he kept it at bay.
Nice one.
Once money ran out,
Get the left one.
no reason
I got
for us
right.
to stick around anymore.
Shrines are even worse.
Let's see if we can keep this up.
See, that's the other thing too. Like at first, I loved the shrines at first, right? Then when people were saying, look, they're not as fleshed out as what a dungeon would be, I kind of sat there and I kind of pondered a little bit about that. And I thought, you know what? I would have probably preferred dungeons over shrines.
Cemetery's ready for rich boys' business.
I don't think they're bad. I just think that
They're not slowing down, are they?
they could have done a lot better in terms of their level design.
Found anything?
Heard they uncovered some stuff, but I don't know the details.
It works. Don't need to change. That's fair. I feel maybe Breath of the Wild 2, they might listen to fans this time because obviously, you know, I think they took a risk. They definitely took a risk with Breath of the Wild, but I don't think it necessarily paid off with a lot of devout that, you know, they're faithful to that formula. The problem is, I think they also felt the stigma of Skyward Sword, because that game, like, honestly, I wish that game was... It should have been...
No way, I imagine that.
It should have been the Wii's magnum opus above, like sitting alongside Super Mario Galaxy, something as, you know, memorable or as happy for people to play. So my idea was that what if, as you found Koroks, they began playing music, Wind Waker reference. Yeah, that would have been cool. See, actually, yeah, a lot of people did mention that. So fucking golden. Yeah, it was like that, wasn't it? Yeah, it's a shame. Look.
That was kind of hairy.
Someone was bound to hear all that. Come on, let's get a move on.
I still think that Breath of the Wild stands on its own as a Zelda game, but it's different. And, you know, they tried their hand at, like... I hate it when people say something like, oh, it's a poor man's Witcher, because it's so much more than that, and it deserves to have its place within, you know, Nintendo's history now. And you know, it does. There's a lot of people who love it. I'm one of them. It was a fun game. Didn't feel like a Zelda to me. That is definitely a sentiment that I can understand. And one that I can definitely understand that you share with a great majority of people that really missed the old formula on Zelda. And say, oh, this is a Zelda knockoff. Replace the characters with any other, you would say, oh, this is a Zelda knockoff. So, see, that's the thing too.
Right beyond those walls.
Like, whenever they talk about Zelda's lore and how the universes change, oh, sorry, the universe kind of stays the same, but it changes and it evolves over time, and every time you're playing the game, you're playing a new Link. These are new characters every time.
Only to get chewed out by that prick.
Like, well, not every time. There has been exceptions, and you know, Breath of the Wild 2 will definitely be an exception as well.
I was following her order.
Still, what do you think she'd do?
But
Turn me inside out.
Exactly. Take some deep breaths and go walk it off.
I just feel like them continuously
Tell me how to do my job.
retconning what had happened previously in other Zeldas to kind of flesh out more of a narrative or push forward a narrative.
All right, let's keep going.
I don't know. To me, that was more of an excuse to say, okay, that's not that. That is not that story. This is another story on its own. So respect this story. Don't worry about what happened in like Ocarina of Time or Wind Waker or whatever. That's that story. That's that world. And it's like, well, hold on a second, because you guys are telling us now that Skyward Sword is connected to Ocarina of Time. Oh wait, hold on. No, it's not. And now Breath of the Wild is connected to Ocarina of Time. Oh, wait, no, it's not. And it's like, all right, we understand that Ocarina of Time is like the best Zelda of all time. Like in terms of like fandom and everything else, people love it. Like when you say Ocarina of Time, people go, oh, it's the best Zelda of all time. Including, you know, you put that besides A Link to the Past. I don't believe in the whole Zelda's timeline bullshit. Explain to me, like, what do you mean by that? As in, you don't believe that they should be retconning. They're all separate games. Okay, so do you believe that it should be their own respective stories and everything, or do you think that they should at least kind of join or have some law that connects them? Because the problem is that they don't really clarify any of that.
Sam, this way. Nice.
I think there's a need to connect them. Okay. It wasn't the original intention. Yeah. So then I ask, how do you feel about Breath of the Wild 2 being a thing that kind of... much like Final Fantasy? Okay, then my question to you about Final Fantasy is, how do you feel about them doing a remake, and how do you feel about them potentially changing... Well,
Get your breath.
If the rumors are true,
this one's looking a bit more dangerous.
Remake is actually in an alternate reality to the original Final Fantasy VII, how do you feel about them kind of modifying, touching?
Choice.
I don't know what the proper word would be, but them obviously kind of changing the narrative and saying, okay, the original Final Fantasy VII. I don't care about Final Fantasy.
Better than bungee jumping.
What? Okay, then let me pose this question.
But I'm sure there's...
That kind of relates to it. What if they did that with Zelda? Like in terms of they were to revisit A Link to the Past or Ocarina of Time, and they were to remake it, but it's kind of different and it modifies the story, but it's kind of like an alternate. I don't want to because it's kind of what they did with A Link to the Past and A Link Between Worlds, but I kind of want to say more along the lines of, you know, an open world Zelda that changes some of the story and essentially kind of it leads along an alternating timeline, if you know what I mean. So, you know, you're playing essentially the same game, but some events change and, you know, that kind of shocks the player.
So, this is what you've been up to all these years? Jumping around ruins?
It's just a money grab.
That and getting shot at.
That's fair too.
Blown up. Punched. Kicked. All right, I get it. Knifed. Drugged.
Do you feel the same way about Breath of the Wild? Do you think it was a money grab? Because I would argue that Breath of the Wild 2 could be a money grab. Because they could have totally said, nah, don't worry about it. We're not going to do that. We're going to go back to the original formula here. But I feel like they kind of put themselves in a rock and a hard place when it became so popular. Oh, they took risks for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You know, I got a little secret for you on that, but for me, those risks didn't work for the most part. That's fair. Again, that's fair. I got a little secret for you, and that is I never finished A Link to the Past. I own it. Never got a chance to finish it. So...
Hey, give me a hand.
That'll probably be a game that I have to finish on stream. Do a fresh playthrough of it.
Come on. I got it. Go.
Breath of the Wild 2 is just trying to placate a stupid fanboy winners.
Yes, we are.
Look, I'm excited. I liked Breath of the Wild
Look at this place.
Welcome to the St. Dismas
for being,
Dormitory.
its own identity. So
Henry Avery.
if they can't achieve the same excitement
Check it out. This one's got a pair of cutlasses.
or even inertia of the original, then yeah.
It's like the scroll from the cross.
Oh, whiners.
see.
Sorry.
The dates aren't right.
Well,
I haven't slept, Pep.
hell of a lot to go.
I went to bed. I tried to sleep. I woke up and I watched Oreos play Peachy Moat World, and then I tried again. Forget it. It's really hot over here at the moment, so. Okay. But yeah, I should probably
Okay. Cross cutlasses, skull and crossbones, and the date 1659 to 1699. We find a tombstone with all three, and we're in business.
Well, let's desecrate some graves.
Let's.
yeah, I should probably look into playing it, doing a full playthrough of the game.
And look at this one. Tempus Edax Rerum.
Time devours all things.
Jeez, cherry bunch of folks we got here.
No swords. Ah, this isn't it.
Oh, darn.
Huh. Date is correct, but the swords are upside down. Wrong one.
Ooh, I think I found it.
Yeah, well, swords are a match. So is the year. Sam, come here.
Where'd you find it?
Benjamin Bridgman.
That's Avery's alias.
Minish cap.
Something odd about this skull, though. It's like it doesn't belong to the stone.
What's odd about it is that's not Avery's sigil.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, the skull should be facing...
Is there a reason why Minish
Sideways.
cap was your favorite?
What is that?
My God. You ready for this?
I've been ready for a long time.
Let's see what we got. It's a crypt.
A crypt hidden behind a secret door?
I assume the secret door was added afterwards.
To hide his loot.
Well, fingers crossed. Oh, gang's all here. Jesus. Dismas on the left.
Penitent thief?
It had the
Justice
same
on the
feel
right.
Jerk
as Link to the
thief.
Past, but with some new dynamics that I really enjoyed. See, A Link to the Past really kind of inspired a lot of Zelda's, after it came out. I feel like Ocarina of Time kind of just was... It pushed more of a new wave of, like, fans that wanted to play adventure games as well. More, kind of like what I'm playing right now, right here, right now. Just more of the exploration side. It was more the 3D gimmick and everything else. But A Link to the Past really kind of revolutionized and evolved what had been built on the very first Zelda, The Legend of Zelda. Because The Legend of Zelda 2, like, I actually played a lot more of The Legend of Zelda 2 than 1 as a kid. But I always knew that the first one had a lot more meaning to the franchise than the second. And in terms of the gameplay loop, it was very similar with, A Link to the Past and the first one. So them evolving with A Link to the Past from the first one, and the way that they kind of changed up, exploration on the map, puzzles, having to do a fetch quest, all that kind of deal. It was perfection in terms of the way you do I like to call it a non-JRPG, because I'd like to think that even though it's an action adventure, or it's categorized under action adventure, it's still a role-playing game. So I just feel like they really did a magnificent job when they brought out A Link to the Past, and kind of polishing what had already pre-existed with Zelda 1. So, you agree? Yeah.
Avery sure had a thing for St. Dismas, huh?
Well, Avery fancied himself a good thief, right? Only
Of course I could be
plundered and
talking
murdered the
bullshit.
non-British heathens.
Guess that's what passed for good back then.
Good enough.
Ugh, here we go. Here come the yawns. But yeah, look, honestly, I was more a Mario kid. Very much more a Super Mario kid when I was younger. I didn't really have the attention span to kind of concentrate on a Zelda title. I wish I kind of did when I was younger, because I think I would have appreciated it a lot more.
Hey, Smokey. Need your lighter over here.
Especially during my teenage years, but...
That hurts my feelings.
Not as much as it hurts your lungs.
Thank you, Father Duffy.
As a whiny OG fanboy, I'm looking forward to Breath of the Wild 2. So you're still looking forward to it regardless, yeah?
The light's coming from the other side of the wall.
Or at least hopeful. Look, I think you're gonna be... I think you...
Let's see here.
I feel like you might be pleasantly surprised. I'm not sure.
I am loving this.
Hey, here we go.
I hope, at least. I hope for you, because I don't... I know that there's a lot of skepticism from a lot of fans right now that just kind of are like, look, give me...
Oh, connect the dots.
Give me my proper Zelda, and not Breath of the Wild Zelda. So, and again, I don't blame them. But Mario was a big part of my childhood as well.
That looks right.
What was your favorite Mario game? Like I said, I've mentioned before, Super Mario Bros. 3 was my favorite. Yeah, this is a lot of fun, this one.
Nathan, that's it. You got it.
Okay, let's give this a shot.
S&W? Cool.
Open sesame.
I played a lot of S&W as a kid.
Josh. Well, nice view. No treasure, though.
No, but look, you see those crosses?
Oh, yeah. Hey, is that a cave right below?
Yeah, I think Avery's trying to tell us where to go next. There's one problem, though. Going back that way means we have to go back toward the cathedral.
And back towards Rafe.
Shit.
Mr. Pat was a Zelda
keep him
2
waiting.
and SMB 3 player big time. Very much in sync with his tastes. Very cool. Very cool. Yes, so the funny thing was, I had a Famiclone growing up, so I never really had an original NES or even like some of the cartridges. Like my first real Nintendo game was the Super Mario Brothers, right? But it came on a multi-cart, and the multi-cart was 555 games in one. One day I'll bring it out and I'll do a Lush item thing and I'll show it. But it also had Contra on it. It had a lot of iconic NES titles on this multi-cart.
Shit.
My father would bring it home because he had a workmate who lived in Hong Kong. So he would go over. He'd go home and then come back and work and everything. So sometimes he would bring back some legit Famicom cartridges, and 2 of them ended up being Dragon Quest 1 and 2, and they were both in Japanese. So I never really understood the story or anything. I just played it. And because we never really understood the story, you know, we never really progressed anything. So Mum decided, you know what, let's go to the store and see if we can find it in English. We couldn't find Dragon Warrior, but Zelda 2 was there, and it was similar. So we bought Zelda 2. Problem with Zelda 2 was obviously it had that 2D part, those platforming parts, and to be honest, it never really kind of hit the same way as Mario. So my parents were huge nerds. Dad was Microsoft's 2015 Oh wow! So we had all Nintendo systems from the beginning, and we also had a Sega Master System. Wow, far out. That is sick. 25th employee. Wow. Lucky you, yeah. It was to have a Nintendo as a kid. You're very lucky. For me, our family, we grew up. Like I grew up, you know, secondhand stuff, scraps, anything, you know, like, so bootleg games and everything else was the go-to.
I can't believe you got away.
Which grew up on video games. Same here.
Tossed him out of a 5-story
You know, this is my passion. I love video games.
I should count as blessing.
That auction should
Yeah.
have started.
Not by Shola. No, not by our boys.
All I'm saying is let's not underestimate these guys.
Let's not make them into something they're not either, eh?
But yeah, like honestly, I remember when the Super Nintendo came out. We very much were like, you know, like I was very deep in Super Mario Brothers 3 at the time.
Someone's here!
So to see Super Mario All-Stars, you know, with Super Mario Brothers 3 remastered on it, oh, I was in heaven. So my cousin used to live next door to us as well. and he had the Super Nintendo before I did. And I remember him mentioning, like, he came over and we were playing Super Mario Brothers 3 on my Famicom, and he goes, "Oh, your backgrounds don't move and all that stuff." I'm like, backgrounds moving? What are you talking about? He goes, "Your game looks different to mine." I'm like, "What are you on about? This is Super Mario Bros. 3. It's the same everywhere." And he's like, "No, not the one I've got." So went over to check out his version of it, and it was the Mario All Stars version, and it was over. Like, you know, Mario Kart, Street Fighter, all that. We were big into it. When my bro got to Bowser for the first time in SMW, we sat down as a family to watch him beat it. It's an extremely fun memory. Yeah. See, those are the best. Those are the best. I remember when my parents bought me Super Mario Bros. 3 for my birthday, and we all sat down to play it. Like, at the time, my sister wasn't born yet at that time. It was just me, my mum, and my dad, and we just sat down and played that game all night. It was so good. The next time we had something like that was actually with Donkey Kong Country 3, of all games. My dad had...
Okay, I think we're clear.
Well, that could have gone better.
Sorry, I just had to read a text message.
Still breathing. It's good enough.
Let's just get that gate.
It was Donkey Kong Country 3. I got up to the boss. It was New Year's Eve. I got up to the boss, and my father was the one who was cheering me on. Like, he was like really cheering me on to beat the boss. And my dad at the time, like, my dad's never really been big into video games. He's enjoyed playing them and watching them and all that kind of stuff, but he's never really been into them. My dad's not really, like, you know, a big nerdy nerd. But when, you know, there are games and stuff that, you know, tickles his fancy, he really, like, gets into it. So, like, Mortal Kombat on Super Nintendo, myself and my dad used to play that all the time. When we got the PlayStation 1, we got Mortal Kombat trilogies, and we used to play that as well. But there were certain adventure games like Uncharted here and, you know, the Donkey Kong Country series and everything else. Me and Mum used to play Donkey Kong Country 2 and Yoshi's Island. Heaps. But I do remember beating Donkey Kong Country 3. It was New Year's Eve. And yeah, my dad was really, really cheering me on to beat the boss, and it was really, really cool. Very, very, very cool memory.
Yeah. Okay, go.
Got it! Come on! Man, that sucker's heavy.
I know, right? How are you holding up?
Great. I was kind of hoping to find the treasure back there, but you know, it's never that easy, right?
That's been my experience.
Plus, there was that cool constellation.
That was cool.
But yeah, Super Mario Brothers 3 was definitely, will always definitely be my personal favorite. That's kind of why when Lush did the Deathless runs, I was really excited for it, because
wow.
Even as a kid, I remember doing that
spectacular
myself.
Right under
Deathless
that high
as a kid,
cross.
like just running it
That's where Avery
all the way
wants us.
through. And then, you know,
Avery wants,
you find those
Avery
secrets,
gets.
and then you start finding out glitches and everything else. I was really studying that game big time. So it was even great when I told Blush.
Status.
That's exactly like Mr. Pep. Yeah.
Hey,
that's
Sully.
sick.
We're on the trail, but treasure's closer to the cathedral than we originally thought.
Oh, boy. So what do you need me to do?
Just keep those
That's
engines warm. We'll be back before too long.
You got it.
Big OG
Will
Metroid.
do.
See, the thing is, I never got to play the OG Metroid. Yeah, I never got to play the OG Metroid, and it was one of those games where I really did want to kind of get into it, but I never, I don't know, it kind of...
there. It don't look like it was built by the monks.
I never got around to it.
Piratey to me.
Not even Super Metroid as a kid. Like, I wish I got to play Super Metroid as a kid. I used to see previews of it in magazines and everything, but it's just some games you miss.
I hear him.
And yeah, Metroid was a franchise that I kind of completely...
Nobody wants another Port Moresby on our heads. How about don't talk if you weren't there, hey?
That game has sold column. That's so good. Yeah.
We don't need rival companies stepping into our job. You know what? Forget it. Why'd you bring it up? I said forget it. Whatever.
Where are we going, mate? Up? Up? No, not up. Up? Ah, here we go. Oh, shit.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hang on. Shit. What was that? All right then.
That's very cool. Secondhand knowledge rocks the earth. That's awesome. That stuff comes in handy as well.
I guess there's no getting away from these guys.
Yeah, and there'll only be more as we get closer to the cathedral.
Yeah, go on. What kind of story do you have for me?
Anything? Found a ladder over here.
Okay, coming.
So I used to have a shirt with the NES controller on it that said Roots.
Here we go. Come on, I'll boost you up there.
Yeah. Or to work. Or to work
high
in
to
a
reach you.
warehouse. Yeah.
Yeah, hang on a sec.
Hanging.
I have a
See
feeling
what's
I
by
know
that
where this
wooden
is going,
structure
but yeah,
over
go on.
Hey, I got something. Yep, we go. Christ, this thing's heavy.
What exactly are you doing?
Giving you a way up. That'll support even your weight.
Ah, thank you.
Prick there asked me what the Contra code was, but we never played the games that we used the code, so I didn't know didn't know it at the time. You went hard, call gatekeeper on me. Ah, really? That's terrible. No! Ooh. Almost.
Hey, you don't think the monks built this?
No way. Some kind of pulley system.
To lift a whole bunch of treasure?
They left something. I can't believe I missed this.
Clearly we were meant to find it together.
No.
I hate people like that. I really, really do. So, yeah, I despise those kind of people, seriously. Never actually played those games because I was too young. So, yeah, again, like, this is so, the community that I was in before, the community that, you know, this community here. Oh, you shouldn't, don't let it Don't let that kind of thing get to you pep. So, this is the thing, right? Like, the community that I was in before this one that I'm involved in now, it's still active, I guess, but it has a lot of people who gatekeep, and they have more or less unspoken rules of what they believe a gamer is, or how a gamer should be represented and all that kind of stuff.
I'm freezing.
Anyway, I had an NES. Well, yes, I've never beat those games, but I did play it. Yeah, exactly. That does not disqualify you from anything. Not even from being a gamer or anything like that. That's total bullshit.
Nice move. Okay.
Like,
this wasn't such a good idea.
I consider myself a gamer, and I never actually beat Super Mario Brothers 3 until I was older. Not even Super Mario Brothers 1 I beat till I was older. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Holy shit.
I wish it was that simple in terms of ignoring people like that sometimes.
That was amazing.
It's not.
This holds.
And yeah, they can get to you, but
This was a good idea.
I've learned sometimes you just gotta have thick skin towards those kind of people and just ignore them. Enjoys game is gamer. Yeah, exactly. I don't like.
Down here.
I could stop this game right here. Say I enjoyed playing it.
Broke.
Does that make me a gamer for stopping now? Yes.
There's a ladder on the other side.
Does it make me a non-gamer? No, of course not.
All right, I'll try.
Doesn't disqualify me. I just played a game. That makes you a gamer. That's the thing. Like, even the definition gamer, it kind of. I don't know. Even if I hadn't played on an NES, as a Nintendo fan, the NES is still my roots, so don't. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. So.
You have a real knack for breaking things, especially cliffs.
So here's the funny thing too, and it's funny that you're mentioning this.
All right, here we go.
I am like, as much as I love Nintendo, I love PlayStation as well.
Yeah, like I was just saying.
And
Hold on,
the community that I was involved in before believed that if you didn't trophy hunt when you play PlayStation games, then you're not a PlayStation fan or a PlayStation gamer.
Can't get to you from here. There's got to be another way up.
And for me, that hurt me a lot.
Oh, you got it.
I
I feel my hands. I think my blood thinned out or something after all those years in Panama.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, don't worry. The worst
And,
case, there's a couple fingers.
I just learned to move on from them,
I'll help you up.
you know, because and as much as it hurts,
There you go.
it still hurts.
Where would you be without me, huh?
Home? Drinking hot cocoa?
I would rather not be involved
Tell
with
me you
people
wouldn't
like
go for
that
some hot cocoa right
because
now.
they don't
Well, I mean, yeah.
Exactly.
define me at all. Their thoughts don't define me. I made Nintendo, but I've also had PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
Hey,
yeah, I have all
check it
that
out.
as well. But I only have all that
About
because
there. There's no path
review
along
a
the
job
cliff.
and all that kind of stuff.
Let's cut back in.
Personally,
Sounds good.
if I had the option to not have one of them, it'd be the Xbox. God of War's my fucking jam. Minus God of War 4 again. They changed the formula too much for me. Did you enjoy? Wait, God of War 4. Are you talking about God of War 2018, the reboot?
we go. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but they yeah, they did a number on me for sure doing that about that whole situation. So yeah, so the reboot 2018. You didn't. So you didn't really like the 2018 reboot? Mate, where are you? Kind of in here. I hear you, but I can't see you.
We're getting closer to Rafe. I know.
That worked out well. Okay, we're clear.
Let's hope we're done with these idiots.
For instance, I do not care if people like the games that I don't. It really doesn't matter. It can still be, of course. It took out what I loved about God of War. Just to go back on the point above before, and we'll go back to the God of War stuff. Unfortunately, those people didn't want to be friends anymore. And to me, when that became the issue, they started making up things in their head about like
Might be unstable after the blast.
Who does excavation with dynamite?
do I, you know, like
I think Rafe would know better, though. Hey, Sam, help me with this.
they were saying stuff
What
like,
if
oh,
it's
you
the
know,
only thing holding the tunnel up.
I can't. I don't want to. I can't say it. I got to remember that I'm on a sponsored stream. Anyway, point is that those people there, they need to know that their definition of gaming isn't necessarily everyone's definition of gaming. So, but God of War.
See? No problem.
Yeah, for what?
You like Kratos but being a dick. He's a dick in this one too, though. Like he is a dick. Even to his own son, he's a dick. But I understand what you're saying. He was more of a, like, I don't know. He was a huge dick. He was a bigger dick, I guess. He wasn't a per se. He wasn't a dad being a dick. If you know what I mean. The swords on chains, the swirly, whirly, death stabbies were my fave. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So when they changed the physics, yeah, not the same. I understand what you're saying. Well, the thing is, he was in the originals. He was a younger, cocky.
Those things look sturdy to you?
Sturdy enough.
Obviously, a rebellious deity. He wasn't necessarily an astute, mature. Well, I don't even know if he was mature in God of War 2018. Oh, well, yeah, he was, but I'm saying more like he was a soldier then, if anything. He became more of a soldier.
Be extra careful on these.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying. They did change it, but
Hey, look. No, crap.
I feel like,
Remember, extra
again, it's one of those things that's kind of the same deal with Zelda Breath of the Wild.
We're good.
that if they didn't move forward with the series and they kind of kept it the same, I feel like after what was the Ascension, God of War Ascension, when that came out, that game got shat all over. Why? Because a lot of people felt it was them just doing the same old formula.
Dog's picking up. How's it looking?
Yeah, people loved it.
We're
In
about to
terms
head
of like
into the
people
cave.
loved the formula prior to that one,
Yeah, might lose contact for a bit.
but it was tired.
Don't you worry.
It got to a point where they felt like it was tired and it was stale and it wasn't going anywhere, and they were stuck in a rut.
Call you soon.
So, God of War changed their formula, and what you're seeing here with Uncharted is kind of like
Let's go see what Avery left for us.
Yes, please.
Uncharted really kind of inspired a lot of Sony's IPs down the line.